Okay, so we're just doing some instructions today around putting wraps on for Pam's legs. So first thing, the wrap comes just with a blind-ended tube sock. So there is no heel in this garment. It is just literally to cover the skin under the wraps. So at the top of that garment, that tube essentially is a seam that will go at the top of the leg. We have cut out for the toes at the bottom, so that's where the toes will pop out at the end of that tube. So to put it on, that's the easy part because it's quite soft and quite loose. So, you know, you can pick your battles, pop it onto the toes, and then just work your way up. I've chosen to go with opening the toes to help with the circulation and to check to make sure that the tension in the wraps isn't too tight as well. But it is quite loose. So with the tube, I've been pulling it up.
Now, should I put that under? Because then the shorts, put them over. Okay.
Yeah. So with the sock, it is very long. It's a thigh-high sock tube that's going on under these wraps. So take it up really high to start with, so that you're right above where we're going to put the wraps. We can then cover the wraps by looping over that tube when we finish. So just leave it to where somewhere that it's going to sit comfortably and stay out of our way. So once the skin is covered, the first piece to put on is the calf piece, because we're going to put the foot piece on last so that we can take it on and off a bit more easily if needed. So the calf piece is the first piece to put on. Now, it should be fairly obvious which is up and which is down, because the long piece is going to be the top and the shorter piece is going to be for the ankle, so the shorter area. Now, what has happened here is that the wraps will come just with the Velcro open like that, but by folding it back on itself, each piece of Velcro means that they're all stuck down and they're not going to stick to the roll strips before you get started. So that's why it's good when you take them off, to fold them back, and before you put them on, make sure they're all folded back so they're free and not stuck down. Then to start the wrapping,
Hang on, there's a soft side and then there's a...
Yeah, so look, the rough side is the side that the Velcro attaches to, so that'll be the outer side, and the soft side is the inner side. And you know, when you're comfortable with it, you can mark that with a marker pen to make it really clear for everyone, even if for other people coming to your home to do it as well.
Okay.
So there's a big seam in the middle, and that seam is where you want to go right down the back of the leg too. So ideally, you sort of line up the best you can.
So the seam is at the back.
That seam at the back.
Do you know what? I think I said to the seam was at the front.
So that can create confusion to start with.
That would explain why we couldn't reach it.
So my advice to make life easy for yourself is
Yeah.
to actually attach that top one first, because then it's just hanging on the leg and you've got it fastened somewhere. Then make sure there's minimal wrinkles in that tube. There might be a few wrinkles, but that's okay. Just minimise it as much as you can.
No.
And you still get it.
I giggle, that's why.
Good. So you start from the bottom and you're just looping one strip and then one over. And look, how much pressure that you pull on. You can pull quite hard on these.
Yeah.
But the idea is that I usually take a stretch first and then I wrap. And you've got to be guided by what's comfortable as to how firm to do that. So don't stretch it at its maximum because it'll be too tight. But just give it probably a 50% pull at least. And then try to keep the tension in it as you're adding them on. Now, if you're really good and the leg is behaving itself, you should be able to actually line up each of those Velcro tabs so that you're getting fairly constant pressure with
Make
each
sure
strip.
that all the bands have the same pressure.
If you can.
Yeah.
It's hard to be exact, but yes, if you can line them up, you're going to be pretty close if those tabs are lined up. So when
tabs are those round bits.
this is Velcro, yeah, the tab. So then you can actually take the top one off now, because we're going to finish the rest of the wraps with it fastened already on the leg. So round and round. And when the shape of the leg changes a little bit, rather than going straight across, you actually might find a little bit of an angle. But I don't need to angle this as much as I did when you first put it on. So you can angle it just a little bit so that it almost shapes a little bit up. So those last couple you might want to angle. And then the final one, just fasten over the top with minimal compression because it's just going to hold everything on there really. So that's the calf wrap bit.
So that was before as well. I think we tried to make that one.
Because the shape of your leg has changed.
Yes.
So where we're going to be able to put this knee piece will change because I think we're going to be able to put it higher up today than we did the other day because there's less tissue here as well.
So it's worth going through that cut and feeling.
A couple of days maybe.
Yeah.
So the next piece to put on is the knee piece, and then you can put the foot piece on as the final piece. So the knee piece here is the same in that it's got a seam down the back. And again, if you lay it out, you'll see that one set of strips is longer at the top, which is going to go at the top of the knee, and then the other strips are a bit shorter, so they'll go on the lower part of the knee.
So the actual tag, as well, the other thought would be that's on the top, isn't it?
Yes, tag on the top. Yes, that's true. That's another way to think. Tag on the top.
That was a
Good
guess
tea
yesterday.
front. That's a good idea.
Yep.
It does come with a little plastic insert in the back of the knee, this particular wrap. We did take it out initially, but when we took it out, it did seem to fold more behind the knee. So we've decided to keep it in, which seemed to work just to stabilise, make it a bit stiffer at the back. See, there you go. So yes, once you've got your nice long piece, you know where you're going to start. So you've actually got 2 outer straps to the knee piece and 1 inner strap. So this inner strap is going to go around the knee first to just cover the knee area, and then those 2 outer straps you'll strap on over the top. So positioning it behind the knee. Ideally this little patch goes pretty close to behind the knee there. And given that we can now fasten it around your leg a bit better, around about that knee area, you pull that. So, you know, you've got to pick your spot where you think it's going to sit nicely. And that's the underlayer. So you might just want to adjust so there's minimal wrinkles, that lower layer, before you put the top straps on. And just have a little check at the back to see if there's a lot of wrinkling or crinkling. And in there, I think that's acceptable to me. Like it's sort of sitting there but not rolling.
Oh yeah.
Like there's nothing
Yeah.
rolling
Yeah.
over or causing troubles. If it feels a bit tight, you can do a couple of little adjustments to the Velcro because it will stick on the rest of the wrap as well. So you might end up having to just adjust those tabs to whatever angle makes it sit without feeling too tight around the leg. So then,
Oh, there's some tag on. Oh, there is. Yes.
yeah, and then you get the lower strap you can then put on first. And the same method you used for the calf wrapping, a little bit of tension, and then you fasten. And you make sure that will come up like that. Yeah. We'll figure that out. And then that top strap could be the tricky one to make sure there's no folding back of the knee there. So
Yeah, those black pants are under it.
So right up on. So where to finish that knee piece is a bit tricky. If it's going to be right over, Sivanya, if you can come on in, and the fold there, if we try to get on the edge of that fold, it's all just going to wrinkle and roll down. So what you might end up doing is just pulling that knee piece a little bit further down so that this actually fastens just below there, because the wrap's not going to go fasten on the side of the fold. So you basically, what we're going to do is end up with nice compression through that little bit of overhang that you've got there, rather than trying to go above the knee, because it's a wrong shape. Little fold. So I guess just like a normal compression garment, you're trying to minimise wrinkles and crinkles and bunches of fabric. So you can even just adjust and pull the wrap pull that little strap down a little bit just to wriggle it into somewhere it's not going to fold over too much. It'll be too tight. So
See, that's still fluid, isn't it?
combination maybe.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it all, what you can do is just fold that over the top so that you've got a little bit of a tissue liner over the top. And then the foot piece can be the last piece to finish off. So the foot piece has a little hole for the heel. So that's probably one of the easier pieces to apply. And then that just sits in the back there. Following the shape of the foot. Just go across. And you can again just readjust to make sure it sits as flat as you can.
It feels a bit like the tiny toe. Is it doubling over or is it just me? It feels like it's squishing into the other toes a bit.
So what we can do is pull that back a little bit in. Yeah, we don't want to squish the toes too much. So you can adjust the wrap a little. Even if you pull those toes up for me actually, Pam, yeah, pull that foot up a little. And just make sure it's up nice and high around the ankle in that case, because then it'll come down the foot a little bit more. And it may mean that, yeah, you try to get clear of the toes as best you can. Is that a bit better?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can clear through the base of the toes and then adjust the rest of the wrap.
Does that make sense, Courtney?
So you line it up like you would, a sock that cuts off there. You're just lining it up to the toes, and if you can pull the foot up a little, that'll just minimise again those crinkles around the back. And then you fasten it off. And you can just fold it back a little bit if you want as well.
It's extraordinary, isn't it?